In the silence of abandoned places, the past whispers its stories. Can you hear them? We are about to embark on a journey into the heart of desolation, into the hushed corners of the world that, despite being forsaken, have refused to fall into oblivion. These are places where time seems to stand still, where the echoes of footfalls from days long past still resonate. It's a curious thing, isn't it? The allure of abandoned places. They are monuments to the paradox of human existence, a testament to our capacity for creation, and a stark reminder of the transience of it all. For many, these places are an open book of history, a tangible link to a time that has slipped through the fingers of the present. For others, they are a stage for spectral tales, a playground for those who tread the thin line between the living and the dead. Ghost hunters, they call themselves, drawn to the eerie silence, the palpable sense of something unfinished, unresolved. They seek the thrill that comes from the prospect of an encounter with the unknown. Then there are the explorers, the adventurers whose hearts beat for the thrill of discovery, for the satisfaction of standing in a place few others have dared to tread. For them, each deserted building, each empty street, each silent town is a challenge, a mystery to unravel, a story waiting to be told. But why do places become abandoned? Wars, disasters, economic downturns. There are as many reasons as there are abandoned places. Each site is a puzzle piece, a fragment of a larger narrative that tells a story of humanity's triumphs, failures, and everything in between. And so, we are drawn to these places, pulled by the irresistible force of curiosity, driven by a desire to understand, to remember, and perhaps in some small way, to honor those who came before us. Now let us journey into the echoes of the past, where each location harbors its own unique tale of abandonment. In the heart of Ukraine, a city stands frozen in time, a chilling testament to human hubris. Welcome to Pripyat. Born in the optimism of the late 20th century, Pripyat was a city of promise, a testament to the power of human ingenuity in the atomic age. Built in the shadow of the mighty Chernobyl nuclear power plant, Pripyat was home to nearly 50,000 souls, all dedicated to harnessing the power of the atom for the good of their nation. But in the early hours of April 26, 1986, a routine safety test at the power plant went catastrophically wrong. The resulting explosion and fire released several times the radiation of the Hiroshima bomb, turning the city into a toxic wasteland overnight. The citizens of Pripyat were given just a few hours to evacuate, leaving behind homes, belongings, and their former lives. Today, Pripyat is a ghost town, a silent city where the echoes of the past can still be heard. Its once bustling streets are now overgrown with vegetation, with nature slowly reclaiming the concrete jungles. Schools, hospitals, and homes stand empty, their walls adorned with the faded remnants of a life that once was. The iconic Ferris wheel in the city's amusement park, meant to be opened for the first time on May 1st, 1986, now stands as a grim symbol of a joy that was never experienced. Yet, amid the desolation, there is a strange beauty to Pripyat. The city, in its silence, speaks volumes. The abandoned buildings tell tales of lives interrupted, of a community uprooted, and of the dreams that were shattered in the blink of an eye. Pripyat, a city where time stands still, serves as a haunting reminder of the cost of our mistakes. It stands as a solemn monument to the hubris of humanity, a silent testament to the price we pay when we underestimate the forces we tamper with. And it serves as a warning, a wake-up call to the world that with great power comes great responsibility. Off the coast of Japan, an island looms, deserted and decaying. This is Hashima. Once a bustling center of industry, Hashima Island, also known as Gunkanjima or Battleship Island, holds a rich yet somber history. During its heyday, the island was a coal mining facility, its veins rich with the black gold that powered the engines of Japan's Industrial Revolution. The island's story began in the late 19th century when Mitsubishi Corporation purchased the island and began mining operations. To accommodate the workers, they constructed concrete residential complexes, turning Hashima into one of the most densely populated places in the world. The island buzzed with life. its community complete with schools, hospitals, and even entertainment facilities. However, as Japan's reliance on coal dwindled and petroleum took center stage, the island's fate was sealed. By the mid-20th century, the mines had been exhausted, and so too were the spirits of the people. In 1974, the last coal was extracted, and the island was abandoned, left to the mercy of the elements. Today, Hashima stands as a desolate reminder of a bygone era. The concrete structures, once a symbol of human ingenuity, now lie in ruins, their skeletal remains weathered by the relentless sea winds. Nature has begun to reclaim its territory, with wild vegetation creeping through the cracks and crevices of the crumbling buildings. Yet despite its abandonment, Hashima continues to hold a certain eerie allure. Its desolation imparts a sense of melancholic beauty, the silence punctuated only by the lapping of waves against the island's shores. It's a stark contrast to the cacophony of life that once echoed through its narrow alleyways. Hashima's tale is a poignant lesson in the transient nature of human achievement. It serves as a testament to the rise and fall of industries, the ebb and flow of populations, and the relentless march of time that spares no man-made edifice. Hashima, once teeming with life, now stands as a silent monument to the impermanence of human endeavor. In the azure waters of the Bahamas, a lighthouse stands guard over an island devoid of human life. Welcome to Great Isaac Cay. Great Isaac Cay is a tiny scrap of land, barely visible on a map, yet it is home to a story that has puzzled and intrigued for more than half a century. This is the tale of the Great Isaac Lighthouse and the mystery of its vanished keepers. The lighthouse, a towering structure of white stone, was built in the mid-19th century. Its purpose was to guide ships safely through the treacherous Bimini chain of the Bahamas. For years it served its purpose well, its light a beacon in the night for mariners far and wide. However, in August of 1969, a curious incident occurred. The lighthouse keepers, a pair of dedicated men whose job it was to maintain the light, vanished without a trace. Despite extensive searches and investigations, no sign of them was ever found. Their disappearance remains one of the island's most enduring mysteries. Today, the lighthouse stands abandoned, its once bright light extinguished. The rooms that once bustled with activity now lie empty, the silence broken only by the whisper of the wind and the distant crash of waves. It is a place that evokes a sense of solitude and desolation, a stark reminder of its lost inhabitants. Yet, despite the eeriness, there is a strange beauty to Great Isaac Cay. The lighthouse, though weather-beaten and worn, still stands tall and proud against the sky. Its walls, though empty, hold the echoes of its past. Its story, though shrouded in mystery, continues to captivate the imagination. It is said that on certain nights, when the moon is full and the sea is calm, you can still see a light flickering in the tower, as if the lost keepers are still there, dutifully performing their tasks. Whether this is true or merely a local legend, it adds to the allure of this isolated outpost. Great Isaac Cay, a lonely sentinel in the sea, echoes with the mystery of its lost keepers. Hidden in the East River of New York, an island bears the scars of a dark past. Welcome to North Brother Island. Once bustling with life, North Brother Island now stands deserted, its weathered buildings whispering tales of a time long past. The island has a storied history, first serving as a quarantine station in the late 19th century. With the outbreak of infectious diseases like typhoid and smallpox, the island became a refuge for the sick, the most infamous of whom was Typhoid Mary, the first identified asymptomatic carrier of typhoid fever in the United States. As the years passed, the island's purpose evolved. Following World War II, it transformed into a rehabilitation center for young drug addicts. The patients, however, were not voluntary residents. Many were confined against their will, trapped within the island's walls as they battled their demons, both real and metaphorical. But as the 20th century wore on, the island's use declined. The rehabilitation center closed its doors in the early 60s, and the island, bereft of its purpose, was eventually abandoned. Today, North Brother Island is a ghost of its former self. Nature has reclaimed the land, with ivy choking the once grand buildings and wildlife making its home amidst the ruins. But beyond the tangible remains of its past, the island exudes a chilling aura. The echoes of the sick and suffering, the addicts and the abandoned seem to hang in the air, a spectral reminder of the island's fraught history. Despite its haunting atmosphere, or perhaps because of it, North Brother Island holds a certain fascination. It stands as a stark contrast to the bustling metropolis of New York City, a silent testament to the power of nature and the passage of time. North Brother Island, a forgotten chapter in New York's history, stands as a chilling testament to the darker side of medicine. In India, amid the dust and heat, a palace lies deserted, shrouded in tales of curses and ghosts. This is Bangarh Fort. Nestled at the edge of the Sariska Tiger Reserve in Rajasthan, Bangarh Fort stands as a haunting testament to a past steeped in mystery and folklore. Built in the 17th century by Raja Bhagwant Das, this once thriving palace complex is now nothing more than a collection of ruins, whispering the stories of its bygone days. Bangarh Fort's notorious reputation stems from two chilling legends. The first involves a beautiful princess, Ratnavati, who was the object of desire for a sorcerer. When she rejected his advances, he placed a curse on the palace, dooming it to desolation. The second tale speaks of a holy man who warned that if the palace's shadows touched his dwelling, it would crumble to ruins. And so it did, when a later ruler built the palace too high. These tales of curses have fueled Bangarh Fort's reputation as one of the most haunted places in India. Despite the stark daylight, an eerie silence pervades the air, broken only by the rustling of wind through the crumbling structures. The fort, with its decaying temples, deserted marketplaces, and dilapidated havelis, imparts an uncanny sense of dread. The Archaeological Survey of India, which manages the site, prohibits entry from sunset to sunrise, further fueling the chilling aura surrounding the fort. The prohibition isn't without reason. Local lore is filled with accounts of strange occurrences and inexplicable experiences within the fort's confines after dark. Bangarh Fort today stands not just as a monument of historical significance, but also as a stark reminder of the supernatural tales that have become an integral part of its identity. The whispers of the desert wind seem to carry the echoes of the princess's laughter, the sorcerer's wrath, and the holy man's prophecy. Bangarh Fort, a palace frozen in time, whispers tales of curses and ghosts in the desert wind. We've journeyed through silence and desolation, listened to the whispers of the past, and unraveled tales of abandonment. We began our voyage in the ghost town of Pripyat, the once bustling city, now a chilling monument to the fallout of the Chernobyl disaster. Its decaying buildings and eerily empty streets serve as a stark reminder of the destructive power of humankind and the resilience of nature reclaiming its space. Next, we set sail to Hashima Island in Japan, a desolate rock that once thrived with life and industry. Its deserted buildings tell of a time when coal was king, but also of the harsh realities faced by those who toiled in the mines, a lesson in the fleeting nature of prosperity. Our journey then took us to the lonesome lighthouse of Great Isaac Cay. Its haunting beacon, now extinguished, bears witness to the disappearance of its last two keepers, a mystery that remains unsolved. This place serves as a testament to the vastness and indifference of the sea, and to the courage of those who dared to challenge it. We ventured next to the forgotten asylum on North Brother Island. Its crumbling walls hold stories of disease, isolation, and the struggle for survival. It is a poignant reminder of our ongoing battle against illness and the importance of compassion in the face of adversity. Our final destination was the deserted palace of Bangarh Fort in India, a place steeped in legend and superstition. Its empty halls echo with tales of curses and misfortune, a warning perhaps about the dangers of hubris and the consequences of challenging fate. These abandoned places, each with their own unique stories, share common themes. They speak to us of human resilience and folly, of the impermanence of our creations, and the enduring power of nature. They remind us of our past, reflect on our present, and offer lessons for our future. In the echoes of abandoned places, we find not just stories of the past, but reflections on our present and warnings for our future.